Hi everyone, I'm Jackie and this is Yoga Literacy with the St. Louis Public Library. Each week I'll bring you a 30-minute yoga class that's appropriate for beginners on up, and I'll also recommend an audiobook or an ebook or sometimes an actual physical book available through the library. This week the theme for our practice is finding balance. You probably know the feeling, the struggle of trying to find the right balance between, on one hand, being disciplined and rigorous with yourself, and on the other hand, being compassionate with yourself and being a little bit more relaxed. Or the balance between setting strong personal boundaries and practicing good self-care, and on the other hand, being a person who's willing to be there for people when they need you to be and to be of service. Or the balance between setting and achieving goals and being content with the present moment and your life, how it is. Yoga teaches us that finding balance is, of course, not a one-time thing, but rather a constant inquiry or dance or oscillation. And all we need to practice is checking in with ourselves, strengthening our awareness, and making little adjustments here or there to constantly come into balance as life shifts and changes. So that's our theme. The book I'm recommending this week is an actual physical book available at the library. It's called On Being Human by Jen Pastiloff. And Jen Pastiloff was a waitress for 14 years, found yoga, and it changed her life, and now she leads retreats all over the world. And one of her main themes is helping people get past the voices in their heads that tell them, you can't do this, or you're not good enough, or the stories that we tell ourselves that hold us back. It's a memoir, it's therapeutic to read, and I really enjoyed reading it. So On Being Human, Jen Pastiloff, it's yoga adjacent. All right, let's get started. We'll start lying down today on our backs. And the only props you will need is just to grab a blanket, and that will go behind the back of your head as you lie down. As you might have guessed, we're practicing some balance poses today. But we start here lying down, knees bent, feet on the floor, and spread your toes. Place your hands on your belly if that's comfortable for you. And we begin with 3 deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose, feel your belly rise. Breathe out through your mouth and feel your belly relax back down towards your spine. Inhale through your nose, belly rises. Exhale through your mouth, belly sinks. One more breath just like that. Let the weight of your head relax back towards the floor. Now bring your knees in towards your chest, hands to your shins, and give a gentle rock side to side. Pause at the center. Bring your left foot down to the ground. Keep your right leg in. Stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands around the back of your thigh to start. Flex your ankle so your heel reaches up towards the ceiling. Then walk your hands up your leg just as high as you can. Maybe that's your shin, maybe your ankle. Maybe you can hold on to your big toe with a hand. Either way, heel reaches up towards the ceiling. Head relaxes down towards the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Reach your thigh bone away from you and your shin towards you. And 1 more breath. Exhale, bend your right knee, hug in towards your chest. Place your right foot on the ground. Bring your left leg in. Stretch your left leg up towards the ceiling. Flex your ankle. Hands start around the back of your thigh, reach up through your heel. You can stay here or walk your hands up your leg, maybe fingertips, hold on to your left big toe. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, reach your thigh away and your shin towards you. One more breath. And release, hug left leg in. Bring your left foot to the ground and heel toe your feet out a little bit wider than your hips, feet towards the edges of your mat. Inhale, lift your hips away from the ground. So think wide bridge pose if you know bridge. Swing your hips to the right, set them down on the ground. Take your knees to the left. Breathe in, knees go back up. Lift your hips away from the ground, swing them to the left, and knees to the right. So we'll do this a few more times. Knees back up, hips lift, swing to the right, knees to the left. Your feet are as wide as your mat. Lift, swing, knees down. Knees center, lift, swing, knees down. Last time, hips to the left, knees to the right. Back to the center. Center your hips. Heel toe your feet in and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Now you can stay here, flex your ankle, reach your thigh bone forward. If you think you'd like a little bit more, lift your legs up towards you, hands around the back of your thigh. Keep reaching your right thigh bone forward and down. This is reclined pigeon pose. And we'll take 3 deep breaths here. If it's too much with your legs lifted, or you feel that your head has to come off the ground to hold this, then bring your foot back down to the floor. On exhale, if your leg is lifted, bring it down. Uncross your leg. And go to the other side. Left ankle over the right thigh. Spread out your toes. Reach your thigh bone forward and down. You can stay here or lift your legs up and hold the back of your right thigh. Again, if your head lifts or you have to curl up to hold this, bring your foot back down. 2 deep breaths. One more. Lower your foot back to the ground. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms, full body stretch. Arms overhead, legs forward. And bend your knees one at a time. Place your feet on the ground and gently roll over onto one side. And push into the ground and come up to a table. You have your blanket. You can place that underneath your knees if that feels more comfortable for your knees. And spread your hands out wide. Tuck your toes in the back and spread your toes as well. That can be a little bit tricky at first, but just as best you can, toes tucked, spread wide, palms wide, and lift your chest, cat-cow. So if you followed along with this video series in past weeks, you know cat-cow. If this is new to you, the inhalation lifts your chest and tail and your shoulder blades come towards each other. On your exhalation, you tuck your chin towards your chest, point your tailbone down, and your shoulder blades glide away from each other. You can also think of it as just moving your spine in both directions, flexion and extension. And it's good to be patient here. If it's early in the morning, your spine might feel a bit stiff. Even if it's not early in the morning, you'll just see how it feels. Take 2 more. Think about moving your whole spine. Guess we're doing 3 more. Exhale, last cat pose. Then a neutral spine, inhale. Hips back to heels, exhale. This is child's pose. You can rest your head down on the ground, or you can have your forearms come to the ground. You can also have your hips away from your heels here. This is your resting pose, child's pose. Feel your right shin and your left shin, your right arm and your left arm. Keep awareness of right and left sides and lift your hips away from your heels. Let's go back to table. Lift your navel up towards your spine and stretch back, right leg and left arm up. Exhale, bring your knee and your hand back to the ground. Let's do that on the other side. With your inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, back to table. Now you go side to side. Draw the pit of your belly up towards your spine. And try to lengthen with the whole length of breath in. Lower with the whole length of your breath out. Starting on the balance work and some core work. Push your palm into the ground, reach back through your heel. We're going to do 1 more round and focus on pushing your heel back as if you're pushing into a wall. Feel how strong that can be. Now as you lower your hand and come to table and tuck your toes, downward facing dog, lift your hips, press them up and back. If down dog is a new pose for you, bend your knees a little bit, push your hands into the floor and let your hips go up. 3 breaths here. Move your blanket to the side so you can walk feet slowly toward your hands and pay special attention to your toes and the bottoms of your feet until you get to this fold. Push your fingers into your shins or the floor, lift your chest, lift your navel towards your spine, and exhale, fold. And we'll bend your knees a bit, rise all the way to stand, and feel right and left leg push into the ground, arms go up and overhead, hands meet and come down towards the chest at the center. Feel right and left hand pressing into each other. Take a deep breath in. Let it go through your mouth. Let your arms go to your sides. Shift your weight to your right leg, and lift your left arm up. Exhale, shift weight to center, left arm down. Shift weight to left leg, right arm up. Exhale, back to center, both down. What are we doing? Okay, I'll show you. Shift your weight. Lift, oh, I guess I did it wrong. Okay, shift your weight to your right leg, lift your left leg, and lift your right arm. So left leg, right arm, okay. And exhale, back down. We got it. Switch sides, lift your right leg, left arm, and back to center. So opposite leg, opposite arm, long way to get us to there, and we'll go side to side. Breathe in, lift, breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift, breathe out, lower. Side to side. If this is challenging for you to stand completely on one foot, modification is just lift your heel. You're still shifting your weight from one leg to the other, but you can keep a toe on the ground, which will help with the balance a lot. This is a really nice balancing movement. We're going to take another variation. So when your arm comes down next, lift your left knee and use your right hand to tap the top of your knee. And then we'll switch. And we'll go a little bit quicker with this, marching in place, hand hitting the opposite top of thigh. for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out your hands, bounce into your heels. Stretch your arms overhead, a half sun salutation. Reach up, then your arms come out wide, a swan dive down. Half lift, you have a straight and strong back. Exhale back down, little bend in the knees, all the way to stand, inhale. Hands to chest, exhale, let's do that again. Inhale, upward salute, stretch through your fingers. Exhale, swan dive down, nice wide chest. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chest to thighs. Little bend in your knees, rise to stand, inhale. Hands to chest, exhale. And again, stretch up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, little lift in the chest, navel up towards the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Palms to the chest, exhale. Let's add on to that. Inhale, stretch, upward salute. Exhale, fold, chest down to the thighs. Inhale, lift the chest, lift your navel, look a little forward. Step your right foot back, bring your knee down. Heel toe your left foot out wider so your hands or fingertips can be on the ground inside your foot. If you happen to have yoga blocks, you could use them here, but you don't really necessarily need them. Now, walk your hands diagonally over to the right. Switch so you can see. Diagonally over to the right. And keep your left knee tracking out to the left. Take 3 breaths here. Fingertips reach forward and right. Left knee moves back. The next exhalation, walk your hands back to the center. And straighten your front leg, your left leg, so you're on your heel if possible and your toes point up. Okay, now bend and let's pulse on that. The inhale extends your front leg. Exhale bends your front leg. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Last time, extend. And bend. And this time you come forward, spread out your toes as much as you can, soften the bottom of your foot into the floor, lift your back knee, hold here, push back through your heel, lift your kneecap up towards your thigh, lift your thigh bone, breathe in. Now step forward, breathe out. Half lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise to stand, breathe in. Hands meet. Find balance right at the center of your chest as hands come down. Other side, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, expand your chest down towards your thighs. Half lift, inhale. And left foot goes back. Hands are inside your right foot, left knee on the floor. Hands walk diagonally to the left, and your right knee tracks out to the right. 3 deep breaths. Feel the momentum, the reach of your fingertips forward, and your right thigh bone out to the side. On your next exhale, walk your hands back to just inside your foot. Maybe you're up on your fingertips again, maybe your blocks if you've got them. Then stretch out your right leg. You're on your heel, your toes are spread wide. And pulse with that. Feel how you can move with your breath. Extend, inhale, lengthen, inhale. Release, bend, Exhale. 3 more times. Fan your toes. Feel a nice stretch and lengthening and widening for the back of your thigh. One more time. Now keep your front knee bent, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. We hold here, a long, strong leg, kneecap lifting, heel pushing back. Straight, strong leg for one more inhale. Then step forward, half lift, back down, rise to stand. Palms meet, center of the chest. Breathe in here. Breathe out, take your hands to your hips. Moving into some balancing now with tree pose. Start with your feet about underneath your femur bone. So center of leg, feet below that. Pull your wings back, pull your elbows back a little bit, and draw your navel in and up so your core is strong. Focus on one point on the ground and keep both your feet on the ground, but shift most of your weight to your right leg. Notice how that feels. Shift most of your weight to your left leg. Notice how that feels. Do that one more time. Shift weight to the right. Shift weight to the left. Now half of your weight on each leg equally. Take a moment to find that. Feel the little bit of shifting, the little bit of oscillation, the little bit of rebalancing. For tree pose, shift your weight to your right leg now again, and you can bring your left heel to your ankle, toes on the ground, option 1. Foot to the inside of your shin or calf, option 2. Or foot to the inside of your thigh, you can use your hand to bring your foot up there. In any position, push your foot into your leg into your foot. Take your left arm up and imagine holding a serving platter over your head. Your wrist is flexed. And your right hand down, wrist flexed, like just have your hand on a kid's head. And then we'll expand the arms away from each other. Keep your gaze fixed on that one point and breathe and feel the little bit of oscillation, the little bit of shifting on the bottom of your right foot, not as a threat to your balance, but in fact, your body balancing. The incredible intuition of the small muscles of your foot and leg shifting to find the balance. If you fall out of this pose, don't worry about it. Just come back into it. That's not failing, it's practicing. Another moment here. Now, the challenge is, can you stay balanced on your right foot? Bring your left knee in towards your chest and begin to slide your left knee back behind you. We're going to be standing on the right leg and the left leg stretching back. So balancing. A warrior 3 prep, hands on the hips. Lift your left leg, and as you lift your leg, your chest goes a little bit farther down. Lift from the crease between your glute and your thigh. Maybe you're here, not all the way parallel to the floor, and that's fine. Strong leg, lifted kneecap, flexed ankle, spread toes. 3 more breaths with me here. Stay focused. Constantly finding the balance between strength and relaxation. Okay, this exhalation, our feet return back to the floor. Shift. Find the balance. Find your spot on the floor to look at. Shift your weight to your left leg. Tree pose. Right foot can go to the inner ankle, or to your shin, or to your thigh, just not on the inside of your knee. Hands go to the hips. Right arm can go up, holding a platter. Left hand can go down. Wrists flexed, arms stretch away, expand your chest. Push your foot into your leg into your foot. And be present, immersed in this experience of finding balance. The movement, the engagement at the bottom of your foot and your ankle and your leg, not a threat to the balance, but balancing itself. Breathe, feel, balance the strength in your core with a relaxation in your face, your ankle. Now, try to stay balanced on your left leg. Bring your right knee up towards your chest, and then we'll extend the right leg back behind. Hands can go to the hips, focus on one point. Flex your right ankle, meaning your toes point down. Your heel reaches back. Lift between the crease of your glute and your thigh. Draw your core in. Again, you can come up here, not parallel to the ground. It still feels strong. Keep breathing, don't forget to breathe. Now next exhale, foot back to the floor. Nice job. Lift your arms, and let's fold down. Little lift in your chest. Spread your palms out, step your feet back. Down dog for a moment. Then lower your knees, table. Take your toes together in the back, knees wide, child's pose. You can relax your head on the ground, or you can stack your fists. 3 deep breaths here. And then lift your hips away from your heels. And come to lie down on your back. I'm going to stay seated. And if you prefer to sit, you're more than welcome to. We'll close practice with a minute of resting and stillness. Of course, if you want to stay longer for a minute, do. But at least a minute. If you're lying down, let the weight of your head release back into the floor. And let the weight of your limbs sink back and down as well. Relax your jaw, your tongue in your mouth. Soften the space between your eyes. Take a few deep, soft breaths. And as we close practice, if there's an area of your life where you feel like you're constantly trying to find the balance or constantly moving too far to one side, bring that to mind now. And affirm to yourself with practicing awareness and staying connected to yourself and slowing down a little bit and being okay with the constant movement and oscillation and the constant figuring it out, that it's gonna be okay. You're gonna figure it out time after time, day after day, moment after moment. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you're ready to, come up to a seat. Bring your palms together, and we'll close class with a bow. Have a great day.